Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to the, I guess, the omnibus of the month. I guess that's what I'm doing. And as you could see from the thumbnail, since it's Atlantean autumn, we're going to go with the Kull and the Barbarians. I was kind of a little disappointed with this one because right on the cover it says plus Red Sonja and Solomon Kane, and I have yet to see any of that in here, which is fine, I guess. It is supposed to be all Kull, and there's a lot more Kull than I thought. Mind you, this only includes the black and white magazines from Kull and the Barbarians and several other magazines from back in the 70s, and you know, as usual, it's chock full of some of the greatest artists and writers, inkers, etc., including Glenn Lord, Lynn Carter, I don't know about great, Jerry Conway, Jim Neal, Dave Simmons, Robert E. Howard, etc., for authors, with illustrators such as John Bolton, Val Zemeckis, E.R. Cruz, Bernie Wrightson, Barry Windsor Smith, Neil Adams. Let's see if we got any of the... None of the Buscema's. Sad to see that that's not the case. But we also have some surprises like Howard Chaykin, Ernie Chan, Jim Valentino, the Krusty Bunkers. I've never heard of him before. But yeah, a lot of really people who would go on to be a lot more famous than this. And mind you, the beginning of the book is a lot of text, introductions and things like that. A really nice, let's see if I can do this without ripping the crap out of it. A really nice, concise map of the Thurian continent in the time of Kull, Volusa, Atlantis, the unexplored pre-human civilization, etc., Grandar, Comoria, all the other kingdoms. and surprisingly, it actually opens with a lot of the stories I just covered. The Skull of Silence, which was only a few short pages, maybe 7 or 8 pages, but made the story a little more palatable than it was in the paperback book right here. Hold on a second. My desk is a disaster. Again, looks like it's going to be time for another cleaning. Beast from the Abyss, which was originally the Black Abyss, and it does a little better job of introducing some of the characters that will show up at the end. Again, it's covered in just a few short pages. The art is really nice. And it still has the same weird ending where the monster is grateful to be killed because it's lived millennia as the thing that it was. Then a Kull of Atlantis story, which is just an overview of how he became Kull, the woman that he killed on the sacrificial post, and then runs for his life. And King Comes Riding. I forget which story this was. I don't even know if this was an actual story in the books. It looks like it's trying to be the Phoenix on the Sword with the minstrel. I forget his name. I want to say Ronaldo, but that's not Redondo. Excuse me. As well as his coming to the throne, and again, a retelling of his origin story. It seems like so many of these stories had to be retold from the very beginning. And then the Shadow Kingdom, which is one of my favorite of all time. Not just Kull stories, but Savage Sword stories or Sword and Sorcery stories, where he and Brule become good friends, and they deal with the Serpent Men menace, and that's about as far as I got before. Oh no, I actually got to the Forbidden Swamp, which also seems like a retelling of one of the stories I just read, but I can't remember which one. And then oh yeah, this one I don't think was in the novel, because it's actually Kull and Thulsa Doom's first meeting, which I'm certain doesn't happen in the novel. So it's just a made up fan fiction story where initially Thulsa Doom does not appear as a skull-headed monstrosity, nor does he come off as the bad guy until the last frame, where things happen. I don't want to spoil it for you. I realize not too many of you are going to have access to this one, but in the future, I hope that more of you will pick up the omnibus style books of your favorite characters. These really are the absolute best way to get the most bang for your buck when it comes to literature. Try to get rid of that glare. This one actually covers Savage Tales number 2, The Savage Sword of Conan 1 through 3, 7, 9, 14, 23, 34, 42 through 43, 55, 119 through 122, 124 through 40, 140, 145, 147 through 152, 158 through 59, 161. It just goes on and on, all the way up to the 200s and special number 1, Kull and the Barbarians 1 through 3, Marvel Preview number 19, Bizarre Adventures 26, and this Conan Saga number 97, of which I have, I want to say, most of these, but now I have them in a format that is less susceptible to damage, except for the slipcover. I really, as much as I like them, I'll show you what it looks like without the slipcover. They're just a pain in the butt. I can easily see with the way printing is going these days, where slipcovers become a thing of the past. That's a nice, simple cover, but gives you no indicator of what to expect until you open it up. And that's fine. All of the Marvel, and I think even the Titan versions, of which I have a mixture of, I probably should try to get them all in one or the other, but price is really all the only thing that matters when it comes to these printings, because these things are so incredibly expensive compared to any other book, like game books and things like that. This one didn't quite cost $100, but it was well over, I want to say, $70 with shipping. And that's still usually out of the price range of most gamers, but comic book guys and people who are more into books, it's a little more feasible. But one a month is about, I think, my limit right now. Just to, at the end of the year I'll have 12, and I'm not sure that I'll even go back into Kull or Conan until way later in the year. There's a lot of superhero omnibuses I'd like to look at. Moon Knight number 1 is like probably the next one I will pick up, maybe a Christmas present to myself for December, because I've wanted that one for a very long time. Although, to be fair, Travis Morgan, the Warlord, is also being released either this month or next, and yeah, just like Tomb of Dracula, that's high on my list. But that's what I've got for you guys this morning. Sorry this video is a little late, but we had a really busy weekend. Maybe the boy and I will come back tonight or tomorrow in the next couple of days, because we saw a movie together and we had a lot of opinions on it. But fingers crossed that he'll be available to come spend some time with us and talk about it. It's a relatively new movie, so maybe more people out there will have actually gone out and seen it. But speaking of seeing, I will see you guys again later, probably this afternoon, over on DN James's show or Bear's show. Or I will have to just bide my time and see you guys twice on Tuesday. Until then, folks, have a great week. Christmas is almost here. Could you believe it? Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So, from all of us here at the Shadow and Sun Show, happy trails, Merry Christmas, we love you, and as always, happy trails.